Jack, we recently got our first look at the women's team this past weekend at the Gut.
Yeah, the UVM women are fresh off a down and exhibition victory, and they are looking to make a big leap forward this winter.
It's probably fair to say that the past few seasons haven't met expectations for the UVM women's hockey program.
When I was a freshman and a sophomore, we had two 20-win seasons back-to-back, kind of legendary in our program, I want to say. And I honestly think we let the expectations get to us. We tried to be a team that we're not.
We had graduation or transferring, of people who produced a lot.
The Cats stumbled to back-to-back losing seasons the past 2 winters, but with a new leadership group, they believe this season can be different.
We have a lot of upperclassmen, so everyone already knows they're a leader even if they don't have a letter on their chest, so it's really easy with the group that we have.
I'm very privileged to be chosen as a leader for this team. They're awesome girls, amazing people, and so, I feel like a weight of responsibility, but it's a great weight.
A new mindset is going to be important, but the Cats frankly needed some reinforcements on the roster, and they got them in the form of double-digit newcomers.
We were fortunate to get 2 kids out of the transfer portal who scored more goals than anyone on our team did last year. Stella Retram, who's coming from Penn State, who's got 20 goals in 2 years. Morgan Skoda, RPI's leading scorer. And then Lauren O'Hara, who came from Minnesota, who's a 5'11" center who bounced around third line, fourth line.
A little bit of extra health wouldn't hurt either.
We've got a healthy Kaylee Lewis right now, which we didn't have all of last year, who looks to be not only back to her freshman year self, but much better than that.
The biggest issue for the Cats last year was their lack of scoring. Cats ranked 3rd last in the country in goals per game. In addition to the roster adds, they're changing up their style of play a little bit.
We brought in a lot of power forwards that are going to be able to put the puck in the net. We've been painting corners all practice for the last 7 practices that we have. So I'm really excited to see the offense that we have.
We're a lot bigger this year size-wise than we ever have been before. You just watch the way the Florida Panthers play. They may not have Connor McDavid on their team, but they got a group of people that are really hard to play against, and then they're opportunistic. Just the general evolution of our roster and the skill set that we have kind of lends itself to be a team that's really hard to play against.
That worked out well in an exhibition win over St. Mike's Saturday, where the Cats had 8 different players score a goal. But they didn't get a ton of work on the defensive end in that contest, which makes it a little tough to sort out what appears to be a wide-open goalie battle.
Really completely up for grabs at this point. I think this is the first time in a long time that we haven't had someone who was a presumed starter coming into the season. We have Ellie Simmons returning and 2 freshman goalies. In practice, all of them have had moments where they really look good, and I think that's going to be a work in progress.
There might be some growing pains for Vermont, especially with 16 games on the schedule against teams ranked in the USCHO preseason poll. But if everything goes according to plan, they feel like they have a better chance to compete in February and March this year than they have the past few seasons.
I think it comes back to buying in. Everyone brings strengths and weaknesses, and at the end of the day, we need to trust each other and we need to play together, because not one person is going to get this done. Hockey East is not a league where you depend on one person to skate it up and down the ice and get a hat trick.
Yeah, I think it's just everyone buying into what our systems are, trusting each other, knowing your roles on the team. Obviously sometimes you don't have the best game, but bouncing back from that, bouncing back from a bad shift, it's just trusting each other, relying on each other, and just putting in the best work that you could for yourself.
And the women's hockey schedule opens up like this. How about a top 10 team, Penn State, coming here to start the season? Big Friday and Saturday stretch for UVM there before they hit the road, where they will face St. Lawrence. Then they're in New York for the Icebreaker Tournament. They'll face off against Wisconsin, who started the year ranked #1 in the country. Then either St. Anselm or Union before they are back home to face off against Franklin Pierce.